Hey guys, my name is Nick and welcome to my channel where I cover all things entertainment. Whatever you're watching, I'm making videos about. Peacock is the latest streaming service to launch, so you know that means I gotta talk about the best horror movies that you can currently stream on the service. And for free this time, because Peacock actually has a free subscription tier. You can watch things with ads, and I'm assuming if you're on YouTube, you're perfectly fine with ad-supported content. And again, free ain't that bad, but I have to say, you certainly don't want to upgrade for Peacock. Don't spend $1 on these losers, because I have to say, if you thought HBO Max was bad, this is just plain garbage, because there are plenty of things that I would love to talk about, movies that I would love to recommend to you, but they're leaving like within a matter of days. They just launched. What are they doing? Like, they have The Mummy and The Mummy Returns leaving soon. The Blair Witch Project, Book of Shadows, also gone. Even the original Jurassic Park trilogy, which should be a staple of a universal streaming service, but I digress. Those are leaving next month, so, watch them fast. I would just like to point out that the Jurassic movies are going to Netflix next month, like in a week. How convenient. So you know what? Don't even give Peacock the views. It's just really ridiculous that all of these good movies that you would expect to be on this service gonna be gone, so okay. Peacock is an absolute failure as far as I'm concerned. But again, I have to bring up the magic word free. So you might want to check out some of these movies if you've got some time to kill and you're checking out the streaming service. Here are the best horror movies that you can currently stream on Peacock. I'm gonna start out with the bonuses because thankfully they do happen to have the Universal classic monster movies. Not all of them. They don't have the original Mummy movie, which is a bummer. And The Creature from the Black Lagoon is on the premium subscription tier. But guess what? These movies are fantastic. Do not be deterred by the black and white and the old school aesthetics. No, these movies truly are classics for a reason. And if you haven't gone through them, this would be a great opportunity to check them out since they're there for free. While we're hanging out in streaming film school, you might also want to check out the Alfred Hitchcock movies that they have. I know that there are a lot of them that are behind that premium paywall, but the good ones are available for free. We've got Psycho, The Birds, Vertigo, and Rear Window. Absolute must-sees. If you haven't watched these or you haven't watched them in a while, now would be a good time to give them a watch. Kicking off the official list is American Psycho, based on the controversial novel by Bret Easton Ellis. This dramatic thriller horror film stars Christian Bale as a New York City yuppie in the 1980s who lives a double life of murdering homeless people and sex workers when he isn't trying to climb the social ladder. This movie is just brilliant and I love it. And if you love it as much as I do, there's also the sequel starring Mila Kunis if you really want to get into it. The movie is absolute trash. It's horrible, but I remember watching it because it was like on channels when I was like becoming a horror fan in the early 2000s. It's terrible. It's terrible, but it's there. Doomsday is a futuristic action horror from the director of The Descent, Neil Marshall, and it follows a group of special agents who are dispatched to a quarantined Scotland to try and find the cure for a virus that is spreading rapidly. Within this quarantine zone is a huge group of bloodthirsty cannibals, which makes for a very gory thrill ride. This movie is very Escape from New York mixed with The Road Warrior, and it's a whole lot of fun. P2 is a stalker thriller set in New York City on Christmas Eve when a woman becomes trapped inside of a parking garage with an obsessed security guard who wants to spend the holidays together. It becomes a fight for survival when the woman has to find a way out. This is a very basic and cheesy thriller movie, but it's an easy flick to stream. Cooties is a horror comedy that follows a group of teachers who become trapped in an elementary school when a virus spreads that turns all of the kids into flesh-eating zombies. This is a pretty funny one with a solid cast including Elijah Wood, Rainn Wilson, Jack McBrayer, and Allison Pill. The Hitcher. This remake follows a couple traveling cross-country when they pick up the wrong hitchhiker, who begins terrorizing them and chasing them down the road, framing them for his crimes. This is one that I know a lot of people aren't going to fully be into because it isn't the best remake. The original is fantastic. It's on HBO Max. But I really enjoy this one because it's like action horror, which we don't get enough of. There's plenty of bloody violence in this one, fun, but also car chases and shootouts, which I'm all here for. Now let's get real serious, because Hard Candy is a very serious movie. Ellen Page plays a 15-year-old who lures a creepy older Patrick Wilson into her web. I can't even fully get into this one. Definitely look it up and see if it's for you. But this is a fantastic psychological thriller that focuses on the mind games between these two characters. It plays out mostly in one location. It is fantastic. It is one that you would think you'd only want to watch once, but it's honestly good on rewatch as well. Dead Silence is the horror movie from the makers of Saw that most people just don't really talk about. This one is about a widower who returns to his hometown to uncover the secrets behind some haunted-ass dolls that are believed to be linked to a murdered ventriloquist. This movie is pretty creepy. If you're afraid of dolls, make sure you get some Z-Quil to block out the nightmares. But if you aren't so afraid of dolls, this is quite a funny movie. It's depending on how you look at it, it's either a really fun bad movie or a really creepy good movie. Either way, give it a watch. Fear is one of my favorite 90s thrillers, and I hope you like a good stalker movie, because I'm sure you can tell I do. Reese Witherspoon stars as a teenage girl who falls for bad boy Mark Wahlberg, but when she stops taking his abusive behavior, he begins to terrorize her and her family. And I don't want to give away the third act, I don't want to spoil anything, but definitely if you like the hardcore horror, trust me, this isn't a basic Fatal Attraction ripoff. This really goes there. Prepare for the ending to get pretty violent and intense. Tales from the Hood is one of the best horror anthologies that I have ever seen, and this one is loaded with plenty of stories based on real-world issues like police brutality and domestic violence, but with a horror spin. And this one is just so well written. There are so many good little stories all put together, but also a solid story that wraps it all up, and that's what I really love in an anthology. And if you haven't watched it, or you haven't in a while, don't wait for Halloween. You'll want to watch it now. But my absolute favorite movie on this list has to be You're Next, a home invasion slasher that follows a family gathering for an anniversary dinner when they are attacked by a group of masked intruders who start picking them off one by one. What makes this a standout horror favorite for me is probably the best horror heroine that we have seen in a while, and that is Erin, one of the girlfriends of a family member who immediately starts fighting back and just kicks ass this whole movie. It's like if there was ever a character thrown into a horror film who is pretty much the audience member who is like, no, go through that door, go out that window, grab that weapon, do that. She is doing that, and it is just so fun to watch over and over again how she just kicks ass. I love You're Next. And that's all, folks. It's pretty simple and boring because Peacock is honestly a joke as far as I'm concerned. Did any of you sign up for Peacock? Let me know in the comments below. Let me know if there are any favorites or gems that you found, or if there's anything that you think is gonna keep you on Peacock. Personally, I have like no interest in any originals they have. From what I saw, I was just like, garbage. If it's your poison, I'm gonna judge. But yeah, Peacock, not my favorite. Probably not gonna cover it a whole lot. But let me know what your favorites are in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it as always. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to watch this now, because that's it for this video, but I won't stop you from watching another.